Hey everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post new videos. And don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up. We are going to play with the Printmaker. So this is the little Printmaker and it's absolutely adorable. It does great quality prints. On the very bottom you have a lock and unlock. Right now it's on the lock so it won't come out of the base. And if you turn that, you'll be able to take it out. Your ink cartridges is right in here. You do have to buy a We Are Memory Keepers ink cartridge, but it is an HP ink. And I know recently this was being sold only on HSN and Michaels, but I just saw that scrapbook.com now has it. In my little basket here of goodies, I have some of the things that go along with it. What's not in the basket is this little guide. This is what you take your machine and you can put it in here so you can run straight lines. We're going to show you how to use that in a little bit. This right here is the little cleaner that comes for cleaning the ink cartridge. So let me just pull this out of here. We got to unlock it, and you use this to clean up the ink on the bottom just to keep your ink cartridge nice and clean. Gives you better quality, and then you have a couple of replacement tabs. And I believe when you order ink that you will also get another little package of the tabs in there as well. In my little box of tricks here, this guide right here is for the different size ribbons. Each one of the ribbons, and the washi tape too, each one of the different sizes will fit inside of these guides. So you have all the different sizes. I'll show you those, how to use that as well. I have the two different size ribbons, which I thought there was three. Yep, there's three different size ribbons. There's another one. I didn't open the package on this one, but it's a really thin ribbon. This one looks like it's about 1/4 of an inch, or just a little under 1/2 inch. Then we have the larger size ribbon, which is about, I believe this is just over almost an inch. And this one I think is 3/4 of an inch. I have an extra ink cartridge in here, and then I have the washi tape, which I haven't tried yet, so maybe we'll take that out and we'll give it a try. And then I also have my little instruction guide in here. Another thing they have is a magnetic mat, but I have the mat from the foil machine, or the foil pens that you can use with your different die cutting machines. So we're going to use that today. I didn't purchase the magnetic mat that's for the Printmaker because I already had that one. So I'm going to be doing a screen recording of my iPad, but I wanted to show you one thing. I keep my iPad mini app in my office, so if I need access to any of my cloud files or anything like that, it's right here. I just wanted to show you one thing that I'm not too fond of when you're on the iPad mini. So this is the smaller iPad. This is the iPad mini, and I'm not, like, I have terrible eyes to begin with, and I normally wear contacts, but when I wear my glasses, I have to take my glasses off to be able to see this image. And it's not much bigger on, this is the larger size iPad, and it's not much bigger on here either. So not too happy with the size, and I tried, you can't zoom in on any of this, you can't make it larger. There are areas where you can make it larger, but yeah, it's a little disappointing. So even when you're looking at the images, so I'm going to go into Wonderlust. So this is, this is really nice. It's a nice size. It's, can be seen a little easier, but I am not thrilled with the home screen and being able to see, my different images. So I'm going to close up my iPad mini, and we're going to screen record my iPad so you can see this a little bit better, because I'm going to have to tilt my iPad up so I can see what's going on. We're on the home page of the Printmaker app, and in the upper right hand corner there is a little toggle for your settings. In here you would go ahead and connect your printer. My printer's already connected. It's not turned on, that's why it's not showing up here. And there's also a diagnostic in your account settings. I'm not going to go into the account settings because I don't want to reveal any of my private information. I'm just going to hit the X to close it. There's also a little circle with a question mark up in the corner here, and that's to go into the user manual. There's also videos, warranty, how to install your ink, and contact information. And then next to that is your magnifying glass, and that's your search option. You can actually use this to search for images or sets, collections that you may have downloaded. I'm going to start on the left-hand side of the screen here. So we have our home, create, store, help, and settings. Settings will take you to the same place that the upper right-hand corner will take you. So we're just going to go ahead and close that. Home screen, this is the home screen right here. On the home screen, you have the newest edition. So currently there's Easter Blessings from when I'm filming this. And then I also have my collections. These are the collections that I downloaded from the store. We're going to go into the store next. But then there's also an unsorted collection. And this unsorted is where you can save any projects that you're working on, or you can save them onto the main screen. When you first purchase your Printmaker, or it comes with a code so that you can have a year's worth of being subscribed to the store. So I'm currently a subscriber and I have that for the next year. And these are all the different collections that are currently available. So you have things like Easter Blessings, Bible journaling, for holidays, birthdays, all occasions. There's also word art in here too, and many different types of designs. There's even planner stuff, things for printing in your planner, and so on. So I'm going to select one of these. I'm going to show you, in order to use any of these designs, you have to actually select them from the store. So this is one that I did not download yet. It's called Live a Happy Life. And you'll see there's 3 different tabs. Sometimes there's only 2. So clip art is going to be just all of the images separated. There's lots of cute clip art in here. Then you have your patterns. These are things that you would use for your washi tape or your ribbon, or if you're creating a border on something, you would want to use these. And then the last one's going to be our templates. And these are templates, things that are already put together for us. So if we wanted to use these images or the clip art or the patterns, what we need to do is download. On the left-hand side of the screen, there's a download button. We just go ahead and click that. And once you do that, it's going to be added to our collections on the home screen. So I'm going to close this screen right here. I'm going to go over to home, and you'll see it was added to our collection. So now we have access to this collection right on our home screen. And if we wanted to use any of these images, whether it's the clip art, the patterns, or the template, we would just do it right from this screen. If we wanted to use any of these images without doing any kind of editing, all we have to do is select a collection and say we wanted to go ahead and print this cloud. As soon as I click on it, it's going to ask me if I wanted to send right to the printer. If I click on create, it's going to take us to our canvas. I'm not going to do that now. But if you would like to repeat this image, so this image right here is just a single cloud. If you wanted to use this on a ribbon or a washi tape or make a border, you can turn on the repeat printing on the bottom and select the number of times you want it to repeat, up to 10 times. And then when you're ready, you would just go ahead and select send to printer, and it would go right to your printer. Let's go back to the home screen, and I'm going to go over the create page with you. So this is our canvas, and it comes already preset to about a little over 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches. If we wanted to change our canvas size, down at the very bottom here, we have 2 options. We have tools and we have canvas. So with the canvas, we can change the background color just by clicking where it says fill color, and there's a white dot right there. We can select it so that our background color is pink, orange, green, whatever color you want to go with. You could also edit the size of your canvas. So we could just click it and drag it, and you can see our rulers getting a little bit longer as we do it. So if you wanted to print ribbon in a solid color, you could just fill this and then print onto the ribbon that you could purchase that goes with the machine. There's also a tools option down here at the bottom. And the very first one is going to be all the different shapes that are available. So there's things like rectangle, circles, your basic shapes. There is a collection that has more shapes in it, so you can download that as well. We have the option to do text. So it's going to pop up right at the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and type in my name. And all I have to do is click done. Now I do have a keyboard attached to my iPad. That's why you're seeing something a little bit different down at the bottom here. So we're just going to click done, and you can see it was added to my canvas. Let's go back to the tools. Also on the tools is the collection icon. So this will take you to all of the collections. My screen recording is not letting me show you the collections, but normally it would list all of the different collections. So if you wanted to add an image to this, you could. There it is. It just took a second. So these are all of the collections I have downloaded. And if I wanted to add something to my canvas, I can select, maybe I wanted to add these pretty flowers. And when you select the flowers, there is a box that comes out and you can just rotate that. Grab the corners, you can make it smaller or larger, and then you can even copy and paste, but we'll go through that in 1 second. Let's stick with our tools. So down here we have the collections, and then right next to that, it'll give us access to our photo library, or choosing a file, or taking a photo or video. If we select an image, you'll see that our toolbar down on the bottom changes, and you have a bunch of different kind of options. We have the option to delete, we have the option to copy. So if I hit copy, it's gonna go ahead and copy my image for me. We have the option next to copy to flip. So you can see we can flip our image so it's going in a different direction. We can align our two images. So if I clicked one and selected a second one, I can click align, and then I have the option to align top, align middle, align bottom. There's all different types of aligns. So I'm going to undo this, and I didn't mention up in the top here, but we'll get there in a second. We have our align option, and then we have our option to arrange our objects from the front to the back. So if we had my little pictures of the flowers over here, and with the screen recording, it's taking a couple seconds for things to register. So I have my flowers right now in front of my name. If I wanted to add those to go behind my name, I would go ahead and select the arrange button and arrange back or arrange down. And that actually puts those letters behind my name. So as you see down at the bottom here, we also have things like we can do a fill color, and it's just gonna fill the color with one solid color rather it being the pattern that was already put in there. I'm gonna delete that image. So I select it and hit delete. And I'm gonna select my other one, and we're just gonna move it back over. So our object editing is a little bit different than text editing. So I'm going to grab the text box. All I have to do is just click on it. And you'll see we have the option to copy, delete, arrange, and we also have the copy to align. So this is the align, and this one's the arrange. We could also change our colors. We can make this a different color. We could change the font size. So right now it's at 100. So say we wanted it to be 75%. We can go ahead and click done. And for some reason it copies. So this is like one of those wonky things that it does. It copied it for some reason. So I'm just gonna hit delete, select my image again, or my text. And then if I wanted to change my text, all I have to do is down at the bottom here, there's a change. If we click that, we can go ahead and change our text. So I am going to change this. Nickname for everybody is Tina. Everybody in my family calls me Tina. Real name is Christina. And I thought I would just change this to Tina. We can also change our font to be bold, italic, and we have a selection of fonts. My favorite one is the Architecture's Daughter, not in italics or bold, but just regular. And there's a couple of other fun ones like this little bubble one. So we have lots of nice selections that we can use for fonts. Up on the top here, we have next to create, which is the screen we're on right now. We can, after we save our file, we can rename it, we can move it, we could delete it, and we could start a new one. Next to file, we have zoom, where we can zoom in and out so we can see our images better. I wish they had this on the home screen. It would definitely make things a little bit better. We can also select objects in the pan view. The pan view allows you to move around the screen by clicking and dragging. The object only allows you to select the object. If I try to select and move around on the screen now, it doesn't move. There's an undo and redo and the save option. I'm going to save this particular design. I'm just going to call it Tina, even though it's not something I plan on using, but just to show you how to do how to save. I'm going to go ahead and click done. So we can save this in unsorted, or I can save this as a collection. I'm going to save it to unsorted. And now when I go to my little home up in the upper right hand corner where it says create, I'm going to select home, and you can see that it's in my unsorted files. That's an overview of the app. And I thought for our first project, and we'll get more into how to use this as we go throughout the rest of this video, but I thought I would show you first how to print directly from a collection. We're going to go to Home Sweet Home. And I really love this collection. I just think it's so fun. I'm going to select patterns. And there's a cute set of coffee cups right here. I'm going to select the coffee cups, and I want to print this out with repeat pattern, and I'm going to select to do it maybe 3 times. I'm going to go ahead and send that to my printer. My printer is going to chirp once it recognizes that I'm sending something to the printer, and then it will finish preparing the printout. Let's hop over to my overhead so I can show you how this prints out onto some ribbon. I'm going to select to send this to printer, and this is one of the things that I do have a problem with is every once in a while, if I'm doing multiple projects at one time, it's not going to send to the printer unless I restart the app. So let's click send to printer, and it chirps. So that's a good sign. If it chirps as soon as you hit the send to printer, it means it's sending it, and you can see that it's flashing and it's loading from my machine or from my iPad to the printer. This is the guide for your ribbon and washi tape, and with the guide comes the different sizes that you need, and you're going to have 2, one for each side of your guide. So this is for the larger size ribbon, and that's not the one we're using. We're using the medium size ribbon. So all you have to do is just snap these onto the side. Make sure they're on there nice and good. I'm going to set the little ones aside. And then for your ribbon, what you're going to do is you're going to take your ribbon, and coming in from the top, you're going to go through the hole and then come straight across, and then you're going to come up through the hole, and you want enough that you can at least just hold on to it, because when you have your printer in here, you're just going to slide this straight across your printer. So when we're ready, we're going to take our machine and we're just going to set it right on top of our guide here, making sure we have enough ribbon and I have enough space to go across. I'm going to hit the button, and it's just telling the machine that we're going to use that particular file. Once the light turns green, we're ready to go ahead. And there we go, we have all of the little coffee cups. It chirps when it starts, and then when it's finished, it'll chirp again. So it's super cute. So one thing you want to remember to do is make sure you keep putting your printer onto the cradle, because that's keeping your ink from drying up. So I'm going to try the washi tape, and since we're using the medium size guides already, I'm just going to go with the medium washi tape. The washi tapes comes with a couple of each sizes. So we have 2 of the larger size, 2 of the medium, and 2 of the smaller, which are the same dimensions as your ribbons. So I'm going to go with the medium since I already have the medium size guides in my machine here. Get that out of the way. The washi tape has a really good adhesive at the very beginning of it, so it's kind of hard to get it unwound. But we're going to do the same thing, just like we did with our ribbon. We're going to feed it through the top and then straight across and up through the bottom. And I am going to send a new design over to my printer. So when you're done printing, you're just going to go ahead and hit I'm done. And then we're going to look for a different design. So we're going to do the washi tape maybe in this floral pattern. And we're going to set it to repeat 4 times, and we're going to send to printer. And see, it didn't chirp this time. So usually it chirps and tells me that it's going to the printer, but it didn't. So this is the issue I've been having with it. This is my love-hate part. This is the hate part. I'm going to have to close out the app and start all over again. All right, I went ahead and closed out the app. I'm hitting patterns. I'm going to select what I want, and I'm going to set this to repeat 3 times and send to printer. And we should get a chirp. So we got a chirp this time, which means that it worked. And it's going to go ahead and send to the printer. And once it's done, we'll be able to go ahead and start printing. It doesn't take very long. There's a lot of detail to it. It'll take a little while. So just like we did with the ribbon, we're going to take our machine and set it right in here. We're going to hit the button for go. And once this is green, we're able to start. So you can see there's a little light here. That's your guide of where it's going to print. And we're just moving the machine. I'm holding onto the washi tape and moving the machine. And as soon as it chirps again, you know that that's done. I'm going to return this to the base, and I want to see what this washi tape looks like. So I just went ahead and tore the washi tape. So we're going to take the backing off, and the washi tape is, you know, just a washi tape. It's really nice, actually. And now I have my own custom, and then if I wanted to make something for like maybe my planner, to put in my planner for washi tape, although I'm more, doing more of a electronic planner, but I do have a planner that I'm using for some of my videos, and I apologize for all that light. So there we go, there's a better view of it. So yeah, there's fun little washi tape that you can do. So I'm done with this printout, so I'm just gonna click I'm done. And then I'm gonna go ahead and close the app. I went ahead and closed the app and restarted it so that I can show you the next project, and I didn't want to set it up and have it fail again. So I went ahead and closed it and reopened it, and it should connect to my printer. We're gonna do a repeating background for a card background. And I played with this and it's a lot of fun. So I'm gonna use the Hip Hip Hooray collection. And there's a bunch of patterns in here that are super cute, but I really like the little party hats. And I also like the balloons, but we're gonna go with the party hats. I just have to select it. I'm gonna put repeat, and I'm gonna have it repeat 4 times. The reason why I'm repeating it 4 times is because I'm gonna end up staggering my ruler, and you'll see in a second, I'm gonna end up staggering it. So I wanted to make sure that I'm always long enough to go across my card. I'm gonna select to send to my printer, and it did chirp. So it's gonna connect to that. And when that's connected to that, I need to grab my magnetic mat. This is the magnetic mat that works with the foil quill collection from We Are Memory Keepers, that you can use this to run it in your machine with your foil on it. And it actually works great too for using for your Printmaker, because this ruler right here actually has magnets on the bottom, and it's gonna connect, and it'll hold on pretty well to your mat. So I'm going to be taking those little party hats and doing a little background. So to start, I put my cardstock just so I'm on 2 markings, one on the side and one on the top. And then I'm gonna take my ruler at an angle because I want my design to be at an angle. If you wanted to go straight across, you could as well. And one thing you have to note is that there is a 0 mark. So when you put your printer in, your printer's gonna start here, and it's gonna start from 0 over. So you wanna make sure your 0 side is on the, whatever side you prefer, depending on if you're left or right-handed. So I'm gonna put this in here, and I'm gonna make sure that the corner of my cardstock just lines up with the corner, or with the edge of my ruler. I'm gonna take my printer, I'm going to set it right onto this guide here. I'm going to hit the go button, and once that turns green, we can go ahead and slide this across. Now I am printing onto my magnetic mat here, and I'm fine with that because with rubbing alcohol it'll come right off. Now what I'm going to do is take my ruler, and I'm going to move it down. I'm lining up the bottom of my ruler with the bottom of my party hats. And I'm also going to move this a little bit, so I don't want to repeat the same pattern over and over and over underneath each other. So that's why I wanted my image to be a little bit longer, so that I can move my ruler around and my party hats are not always in the same spot. I'm going to put this back onto my ruler guide, and I'm going to hit the go button. And once you're ready to go, just go ahead and slide it across. And it glides across very easily. And then we just have to keep doing that over and over. So we just want to make sure that whenever we put this on here, we pick a different spot on the ruler. I'm gonna go a little bit more this way. And that guide sticks really well to that mat. Put this back in. So just make sure the cardstock is never past the 0 mark, because if it is, it's not gonna print onto your cardstock, because it won't start printing until it's past the 0. So we could just keep doing that all the way down. So you can see, because I didn't slide my ruler, my images are going to repeat themselves all the way down. So moving this around actually helps it so that you're not repeating the same pattern all the way down the card. You can have a nice little mix of the pattern. So this is one that I did, and I moved this all over the place, so you can see I have like the little blue in different spots, but this is what I made as a background. And then I also made a little happy birthday mom sentiment to go on the front of my card. So I'm just going to take some rubbing alcohol and a cloth, and I'm going to just wipe that off. It's really easy to wipe off with rubbing alcohol. All right, I went ahead and restarted the app because I'm going to do another project. So I'm going to create a new project, and this time I thought I would just show you how to load an image from your files or from your phone to the canvas. So I have a canvas opened. I'm going to select tools, and down at the bottom we have our shapes or alphabets. our collections, and then we have an image section. And in there you can take a photo, or you can pull photos from the photo library. I'm going to choose a file. I went ahead and already hopped in and grabbed my logos that I use on my website and here on YouTube. I'm just going to select my main logo, even though you can't see it, but it is my main logo. It's also the header that I use on my website. And there it is. I can print this out. I can actually go print, and I could send it to the printer. I could also make this if I wanted to create my own ribbon or washi tape. I could do that too. And I'm going to send to printer. Now, I already sent it to the printer before, and I restarted the app, so it did connect successfully. And I went ahead and did this already, but then I realized I wasn't filming, so I had to start over. So you can see I already printed my logo here. Just going to take this off of the stand. I'm going to hit the button. Once it turns green, we're good to go. So there we go. What I really like about this is I can even go ahead and make this into a mailing address or a mailing label. So I'm going to hit I'm done. I can go ahead and make my Creations with Christina smaller, and then if I hit anywhere on the screen, I'm going to hit the tools, and then I'm going to select my text, and then I could type in an address if I want to. And then once you type it in, you could just hit I'm done, and then we can actually make this smaller and larger. You can go down to the fonts, and from here you can change the font size to, let's say we'll do 75 and hit done. So we have our address, and we can even add another text box, although that's still a little bit too large. And then I can add another text box to do the second line. Done. Again, my font's a little large. I can just minimize it by grabbing the corners. And we can center that. And then I could actually make this into mailing labels. I could print it out onto label paper. As a matter of fact, I do have a piece of label paper here, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to click print and then send to printer. And it went ahead and chirped. And once it stops flashing, it'll tell me that it's ready. So I can take this off, and then I can even bring the ruler guide in if I want to, make sure that they're straight. So this is just a solid piece of label paper, but if you had mailing labels, you can do that as well. I'm gonna hit the green button. We're just gonna, so there we go. So now I have a custom address label for my Creations with Christina logo. So you could do this for your home address. You can even take this if you wanted to do some fun. I'm done printing. I know I said this a couple of times, but I restarted the app. And if you wanted to, you can actually even go ahead and do something on the front of a card. So if you're mailing out a card, you can do maybe put happy happy on the envelope to the card. So once that's transferred over, we're just going to go ahead and hit done, hit the button to go, and then you can put happy happy on the front of your card. You can even make that a repeating pattern, have it go out all the way across the bottom of the card if you want to. So I'm done printing. And another thing I was thinking about doing, there was an organizational, sorry, I had this tipped up where you can't see. So there's an organizational collection too, so there's some templates in here. So if you wanted to, there's some cute, so let's do lovely. And I wanted to take lovely and say I wanted to change the wording of this from lovely to tape/glue. Hit done. And then we have something that I can use to relabel some of my drawers. So I'm going to send this to the printer. I did go ahead, and I'm a broken record because I keep saying it, but I did go ahead and reset the app so that it would connect to the printer. And I sent my image over. And I'm going to grab a different type of paper. So I have this vinyl sticker paper. It's an inkjet paper, and I found it works great with the printer. So I've tried a different glossy paper, but this inkjet paper, because we're using an HP inkjet cartridge in our machine, works great for creating custom labels. So this is a clear label, and it's a frosted label. It doesn't look like it on the camera, but it's a frosted label. And what we could do is take our image. So we already sent it to the printer. let's not waste that much of paper. And now I can take this, and you can see it dries really fast. With my other paper, it didn't dry, so it kind of just smeared all over the place. It did dry after a while, but this paper dries right on contact. And then what I could do is cut this out, 2 sheets here. I can cut this out and I can use it to relabel some of my drawers or some of the containers that I have in my craft room here. So it makes a great little craft room organization. That is my review of the Printmaker. It's a lot of fun. The one thing I don't like is that I have to close the app and reopen it in between each project. So if you're doing one project after another, that it's a little frustrating. But if you're doing something like tape glue, if you're making your own custom organizational labels, once you have that image on there and then you change your text, it'll keep going. You don't have to close it and open the app every single time. So that's that's a plus, that I don't have to reset the app if I'm working with the same image over and over. So we created some organizational labels using some clear paper, or clear sticker paper. We could do for our office, for pantries. Happy to customize a birthday card envelope or something like that. We made our own return address labels. And we also brought in an image that is from my phone. We did the cute little coffee cup ribbon. We created a background that we can use for a card base. And then I was able to bring in my logo and printed out my logo. And then of course we have our cute little washi tape. One last thing to note before we end today's video is the ribbon. So there's 3 different size ribbons. The middle size ribbon is the one that I'm finding myself using the most. The larger size ribbon I would use, but only if I'm doing a sentiment or something like that and not any kind of complete fill with the background. So if I was doing a floral background, like if I wanted to do this ribbon, the washi tape is just about, that's as wide as it'll go. So you can see that this is much wider. So that means you're going to have white edges on the top and the bottom. There's no way to tell the printer to print it larger. It's only this size. So I would definitely use this ribbon for if I'm just doing a custom, like, happy birthday on here, if I'm customizing it with somebody's name, but I would not use this for any kind of fill background. The medium size ribbon is definitely the one that is perfect for filling and making your own full pattern ribbon. Now I know I've seen people testing out different types of ribbon. I don't know if anybody actually ever found one that works. I do know this is, at least according to the Michaels website, that this is a rayon ribbon. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but I've seen people trying to use satin and twill and different types of ribbon, and it's not working because the ink is just absorbing into the ribbon and spreading out and becoming kind of blurry looking. So until I find something else, I'll just be using the We Are Memory Keepers ribbon for my printer. I hope you found today's video helpful and gave you some ideas of different ways that you can use your little Printmaker. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll leave a list of all the supplies I use down below in the YouTube description and on my blog when this gets posted to my website. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you next time.